About 8 years ago, I think I was looking for kind of a connection to my Palestinian heritage. I'm born in New York. My father was born in New York, but he's Palestinian. So he's first generation Palestinian American. This kind of embroidery was something that I just grew up with all over the house. It was a very emotional, like visceral thing I could think of. Palestinians who have not been to Palestine have these ideas about it that are so unrealistic in a way. Like they don't exist. Like the way they talk about it, the way they imagine it, I think is so full of poetry and imagination and stories from your grandparents and all this kind of stuff that you kind of fill in the gaps with. And so I've started to also love the idea of thinking about these landscapes as Palestine, not as it is, but as it exists in the imaginations of diaspora Palestinians around the world that like can't really go there. For this body of work, it's the first time that I have made collaborative pieces where I'm embroidering as well as other people embroidering on the works. Basically what I do is I begin with the patterning and then I'll remove a section of it that I'll plan on embroidering myself later. And then I have the women in the West Bank embroider their part. Then I react to the colors that they've used and how they've used them in choosing my colors and in choosing the compositions that I then make of the landscapes that are inset into the traditionally patterned rest of the piece. I do sketch and plan a composition, but it's all changes. I'll add a little thing here, I'll ignore this part here, and I'll, work with it as a painting where I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh, I need something right here. Like I'll look at the composition and look at the colors and all of that. I think it's coming from the emotional place of letting it go and not trying to hide and conceal the fact that I don't really speak Arabic perfectly and just letting it be what it is and really understanding that I am Palestinian. It's just not your usual type of Palestinian. It's not what you expect, but that doesn't mean it's any less valid or less true.